Hey guys, so decided after watching a couple guys put water in the brew house, it's time to do it, namely SJ. I watched him do his video there probably a month or two back and looking to try to come up with an idea how to put water in my brew house. So give you an idea of what I've got and where I'm at. So my nearest water source, let's see if I can get it, is basically right here behind that. I don't know if you can get this correctly. There's a spigot right there behind the cooker. And then from basically 180 degrees, the brew house is right out here. So the first door here is a pump house for my pool, and then the second door right here, that is the brew house. So give you kind of an idea here of what's going on, and then we'll give you an idea of what I'm trying to come up with and see what we got. All right, so I'll kind of walk you through what thoughts, and I'm sure it'll probably change 14 times during the process here as you start to come up with it. So I figured I'd take you guys on the trip and just start to figure this out. All right, so spigot there. I'm going to run a RV hose into the pool house. I got a lot of stuff here from outdoors that I've got to move out, but basically there's the filter and pump on this side. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is run a hose in, mount basically an outdoor spigot the hose will go into, and then basically I'm going to run it over the top, and then I have an opening. There's an attic in my pool house. I'm going to run over the top of that with PEX, and then run over, put a 90 in, and then come down the wall. So I'll take you back out. So then we go down the sidewalk into the second door. This is a Amish built shed that was delivered and then had stuff put around it. So as you come in the brew house, basically I can show you here, we've got the attic up above. So come down that side, and then right up in this range somewhere in there, come down. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop a sink right in top of that. So this is an old counter that came out of the house. I did some upgrades a couple of years back and decided to keep this counter out here, and it kind of worked out nice. So a little workbench over here. So if I drop a sink in there, have a faucet, and then I've got a flexible hose type of adapter that'll actually go over. I can fill the pot out of it, and then I'll basically run a drain right out back, because right behind that is my hop yard. I'll take you around and show you. So you guys are getting a full view of the acre here at Woodshed Brewing. So basically, if you see where the PVC is, and then that's an old exhaust, because I had a natural gas heater here at one point. Right in this range here, I could pop a line out and basically drain it right out through here. So I've got raspberry bushes, my hops run right down through here on that side, and basically drain the gray water out here into the yard, and just discharge out into the yard. So it's just gonna be soapy water, or some rinsing out some pots, that type of stuff. Not gonna be a heavy load by any stretch. So I'll take you through the parts here in a second, what I've got. All right, so I'm gonna use PEX. I got 3 10-foot pieces of PEX here. Pretty flexible. If you've never used it, you can create a 90. Just can't be a tight 90, but you could create a 90 off of this. Very flexible type of stuff. That's 1/2 inch. And then I've picked up a sink. This was Home Depot's Glacier Bay. Not a very big one, but big enough for what I'd need in terms of cleaning. Just a 6-inch depth. I don't care about the depth of it. Just something I can put a pot on the side and just kind of lean it over, rinse it out, clean it out into there. If you've never used Shark Bite, unbelievable. Not cheap, but awesome in terms of being able to do plumbing. So if you're not a person that does plumbing very often, you can't sweat a joint, that is a pain in the butt. So what I've got, I bought a hose bib. It's got a Shark Bite end on it. So I'll show you here as we're going through it. If you've never used Shark Bite, this is the way to go, because it just shoves in there. And it's basically got teeth on the inside that grabs on to the, see if it'll focus. You might be able to even see the teeth in there. Grabs onto the PEX that goes in there. There's no sweat in the joints, nothing. It's just push in until it snaps, and then it's it. And it's watertight. So my thought is if I put this over in the pool house and then run the PEX up over the top, I've got a couple of unions here. So I can use unions for wherever I need to. I've got a 90. I've got a water shutoff. Goes 3/8. Give me a flexible supply line back up to it. RV hose I got 50 foot just in case. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so I figured instead of going 25, I'd go to 50 foot. It'd give me enough space to go wherever I needed to. I've got an old faucet that came off of a sink in the house, and then this is a flexible line with a, basically, you know, made for, you know, a sink, that type of stuff in the kitchen or cleaning the dog type of stuff. But got a line that goes right off the front of it, so I'm going to hook that up on the wall, and then I can clean the pots and that type of stuff. So I decided I'm not, you know, if I can reuse stuff that I have here in the house or stuff that I've used in the past, that's really what I want to do. Is I want to try to repurpose stuff and not have to buy brand new. So majority of these things, like all this here, I didn't buy brand new today. I've had it. I did a master bedroom bathroom remodel 18 months ago. It was a complete overhaul all the way down to studs, redid the whole thing, plumbed it all, new electric, everything. So I had leftover stuff sitting around, so I can redid it. Only thing I had to buy today was this. I bought the nippers here because it's just, I think I busted my last pair. And I bought obviously this and the sink today, but everything else basically was left over from that. So the hose from Amazon, the sink, the bib, these 2 pieces of PEX I'd picked up. I had one left over from the remodel. I think it was at $100, maybe just a touch over, $105. So not too bad. Excuse me. Stuff caught in my throat. Not too bad overall. So I'm going to just try to get things together today. It's a Saturday. I've got to work tonight. And then tomorrow is Sunday. We're going into spring break here. And then Easter's next weekend. So my hope is I can get this thing put together and brew at some point this week and be able to actually clean stuff out here out in the shop and not have to take it in the house and clean it. I'm not dragging it back and forth all the time, making a mess in the house and getting in trouble. So kind of take you guys through it, give you an idea of what I got and how we go through. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. If I don't get this out before Easter, I hope everybody has a great Easter or had a great Easter, depending on when I get this posted. So, all right, guys, Sláinte. All right, so I'm up in the crawl space up above. So I've got 2 of these basically from the pool house on that side. And then this is going over and then going down to where I'm going to be putting the sink. So got just a union. So just a simple, again, this is the shark bite. So I wanted to show you how easy this is. So let's see if I can get it. So basically you're just going on, you're gonna push, it goes in like that amount, push, she slides on, completely connected. Other side, see if I can do it so you guys can see. Push them together all the way in. You got a watertight union. Takes that long. So less than a minute. I had a union put together. I'll take some straps. I'm gonna mount it so that they're hooked back up. I'm gonna put some strapping here across my my roof and then bring it back down around. So just gonna basically hold it up in here. The other thing I wanted to make sure I do is have this high enough so I have a high point. I can leave both ends open and let it drain out both ends, because obviously I will be in a situation here in Western New York that I will get some freeze, so I don't want leave water in here. Obviously for probably 9 months out of the year, it's not going to cause an issue. But obviously that December, January, February, those months I'll be able to use it, but I want to be able to then drain it back out and not leave it freezing in here. So, all right, so that's just simple how a shark bite works, and get it hooked up a little bit for you so you can see how things go. All right. All right, so after kind of looking at what I wanted to do, and I'll give you a little better view. So as you walk into my pool house, again, the filters and the pumps on the right-hand side. As you come in, what I decided to do is I'm going to mount it on the wall here. So if you go up the wall, go all the way up. Again, that's up in the crawl space. I got to put straps on those, attach it up here to my rafters. So it's attached there, and then it goes back down. This is already attached. Again, this is a shark bite on this end, and then this is just a hose bib here where it's going to be open. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a just a hose reel, just one that you put on the wall and you just kind of roll it around, and then leave my RV hose hooked up to this, and then just leave the hose hooked here. I'll undo that, drain the hose out, then just hook it back up so it's all right here mounted. And then when I want to brew, all I got to do is make sure that's connected, undo this, walk it back out the door over here, And then right over there behind the cooker is the bib. Hook it up to that, run the water, and I've got water out in the shop. So I'll show you where we're at now. I've just got it kind of stubbed out. I had to move some boxes around here and stuff. But so from upstairs, it's gonna come down through. I'll move this over, probably put it up against the wall here, put some straps up against it, bring it down through. So it's just stubbed out right there. I'm gonna have to put another union, another piece down behind that, and then it will come out in behind this. I'll cut this out. There's the sink. So what's gonna end up happening is it's going to look like something along those lines, and then the faucet will go in there. So just cold water, nothing else at this point. Down the road, I wouldn't mind being able to put a hot water, like an on-demand hot water out here, but that's down the line. That's not right now. Just if I had the ability to have water out here and clean, I'd be happy with that for this point right now. All right, so we'll kind of keep you up to date as we move along with this. All right, here's a quick update where we're at. So we just got sink installed. Again, that is a old faucet I had, so I'm doing this on the cheap, reusing stuff that's sitting in bins that I had here in the workshop. So it's an old faucet sitting around not doing anything, so I got a couple of nuts, attached it. This is going to be an attachment that's got a sprayer head to it that I'll get mounted. There's no P-trap to this or anything. I'll show you down the back. Just going to be a straight shot out. Just comes right down. And then I'm going to drill a hole right there in the wall. Right behind that wall, I showed you in the video earlier, is where the hop yard and raspberry bushes, just a garden right there. So just basically going to be gray water, that type of stuff, a little bit of soap, not an awful lot. So if it was real heavy types of things, you know, chemicals, that type of stuff, I'd dump it out someplace else. But for just basic cleaning and just rinsing, that type of stuff, just let it run out to the backside. So I'll cut a hole in the wall with a hole saw, and then I'll put some spray and foam right around that, so it'll be all sat there, and it keeps it above the snow level too. So if it's during the winter time and it's warm enough that I can actually do this, it doesn't get stuck up with snow or anything like that. So hopefully this is going to work out. I did obviously have to take the drawers out and get a better look right there, bottom half of it, and kind of see where it's going to go through. So I'm getting lined up to make the hole in the back. Unfortunately, the drawers won't be in there anymore, obviously, but at least that'll give me a spot to work off of. And then what I'm going to do is take a piece of plywood, cut it, and put it right over the top of this, so then I still have a workspace to be able to, you know, put hops and all that type of stuff when I'm brewing, because the kettle's right here, so it'll be kind of a split space. I'm really kind of stuck with space in here in terms of trying to maximize what I have. So I'll put something over the top of it, gives me some workspace. I can put my computer out here, have my Brewsmith, all that type of stuff. And then when it's time to start cleaning at the end of the day, take the plywood off, start rinsing, cleaning, all that type of stuff. I'll be able to work on the same spot. So hoping it works out. So we'll see how things go. I've got the water down to that point. Got to put one more union into it. Comes down to a 90. It's going to go down and then come back in. I got a supply. I don't know if you can see it back there. There's a braided supply line that's going to come in. So just cold water at this point, but it's better than what I had, which was no water and having to walk everything back and forth to the house, clean it, bring it back out. So hopefully this will make life a little bit easier and a little bit more convenient. So, all right, keep working and I'll give you an update as we move along here. All right, so I got the hole in the wall, tailpiece coming out. I got my braided supply line there. Got the shut off. Water coming down from the other room over the top. So we just got to connect the supply line, pop the tailpiece out that hole in the wall, slide this whole thing back in. Probably will put a couple of screws in just to make sure she holds in the spot so it doesn't slide around on me. And then time to hook up the water on the other side and see what we got here. All right, so probably another 30 minutes worth of work tops, and then we'll give it a test run, see if we got leaks. I hate about plumbing is leaks, but oh well, we'll give it a shot and see what we got. All right, quick pro tip when you screw something up in terms of the length here. If you're using shark bite, the nice thing about these is you basically slide that right on there, push against this collar, And basically, as you push on both sides and this collar condenses or compresses back inside, it releases those and you can come back out. What I realized was over there, as I had it, this was stubbed out a little bit too far. My braided supply line down below is a 16-inch, and it wasn't going to make enough to make the corner to get that. So I needed to take a little bit off of this and actually a little bit off of this one. So that's the really nice thing about shark bites. Again, these are not cheap fittings. A lot of times, like at Home Depot or something like that, or Lowe's, wherever you go, fitting like this, or this brass fitting here, may run anywhere between $6 and $8 a piece. So not something you want to plumb an entire house with, but if you're a weekend do-it-yourself type of guy and you don't sweat joints, this is an absolute lifesaver. So something like that I just did with copper would have been a complete pain in the butt to have that screwed up. So but again, it's just a simple little tool here for 1/2 inch, and you can then just pop those back off. So again, that collar right there, once you compress it, will let those teeth go on the inside and you can re-go. So other one I would do is make sure you have yourself a pair of shears like this for cutting the pecs. So I know this is about brewing, but figured if I can save someone hassles, if you're just getting into this, never used pecs before and you plan to, definitely worthwhile having shark bites, the shears, and then make sure you have this removal tool. So, all right, back onto the work. All right, well, we are hooked up and we're in the process of testing. So that is the RV hose. Takes me into the pump house here for the pool. Got myself a reel so I can just leave this hooked up for now during the summer months or whenever it's not going to freeze. Just a bib. So that is open, so the water is running up through, up over the top. I've got it attached to the rafters, a couple of different spots up over the top there. And then we'll take you over to the brew house. So the thought process would be I can just unhook the hose from over there, let it drain out, and then just wrap it up on that reel on the inside there, and then everything will be good to go. So as you come in, that's what we've got here. So we'll turn it on and see. So we got water, little handheld sprayer, cleaning stuff up. Got a little strainer there for grains and crap, whatever else ends up. And then the thought process would be take a piece of plywood, put it over the top. Probably going to do the same thing. This is chalk paint. It just gives it something that's easier to wipe down and clean up. So put that piece of plywood over the top, paint it black, and then I've got a workspace to work on. So when I've got the brewing going, is all set. This is the Blickman Tower Power there. So I'll have all my stuff right here, easy to work off of it, all my hops and everything I need from this point, be able to go right into the brew, and then be able to take kettles and all that stuff and be able to clean it, pull the top right back off of it and have that there. So have water when I want it and water when I don't need it, just shut it off, let it drain out, and we're all good. And then that drain just came right back out the back, just sticks out the back side. I'll give you a look at that. Actually, turn water on here and let it drain. Sorry if I'm getting you sick with walking around like this. Apologize. And then sticks out the back side, just draining right out into I got raspberries and blackberries here, so just drain out, just be right here in the garden, so needs it. All right, well, so far so good. Next time, or next thing will be is give it a shot when we're actually brewing and see how things are going. So, all right, well, I think I got water for the brew house now. So, not hot water, but at least it's water out here and I can clean with it. So, all right, guys, I'll try to get this together and get it out for a homebrew Wednesday. So, let's launch, you guys. It's getting ready to storm here, I think. All right, guys, we'll see ya.